Brett Johnson of AvidXchange. AvidXchange provides accounts payable and on-demand invoice management solutions. It offers Avid Invoice, a web-based paperless accounts payable solution for real estate companies in office, retail, multifamily, and industrial sector. AvidXchange is the largest B2B payment network in the United States, serving more than 5,500 customers and 400,000 suppliers nationwide. Welcome, Brett, to our digital stage. Brett, are you there?
Ash, are you there?
Yes, we're here. Can you hear us?
I can. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. The stage is yours, my friend.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is Brett Johnson. I'm with AvidXchange, and we're going to be talking a little bit about accounts payable and payment automation, and maybe why to look into this type of technology to achieve better results for your organization. We're going to start a little bit by talking about the lay of the land and what's going on out there. We're going to talk about AvidXchange and actually give you a quick little showcase of the solution. So thank you so much for joining me. So as you all may know, the world of AP is rapidly changing, and that's accounts payables is rapidly changing. We're in a wonderful economy. Businesses are experiencing tremendous growth. They're struggling to keep up the pace, and they're trying to figure out solutions for ways that they can grow and scale and expand. Administrative costs are mounting. They're expanding every single day. The cost of business is becoming more so, and it's even becoming more complex as we move into the future. They're also finding ways that if they can offload manual, paper-based work, they can become more effective. Right now, as it stands, about 80% of small to medium businesses are making check payments, which is costing the organization quite a bit of money. And of course, in the world that we are in today with technology at our fingertips, everyone's going digital, and they're trying to get rid of the low-value work so that they can move their business forward. But efficient growth is very complex. As we look to scale and implement efficiencies and best practices and business processes and offload laborious tasks, we got a lot to think about. We have to build consensus amongst our teams. We have to find solutions that are going to fit within our business rules. And we have to go about implementing them correctly in a way that's going to be conducive to a future better process in place. So it can be complex, but that's why we're here to help. Simply put, the old way of doing accounts payables isn't going to cut it. I've got a number of trends on the screen right now, and I'll go through these real quick, but just to give you an idea of why companies are looking at technology like this, you're going to have a good understanding after this slide. You'll see starting from the bottom, online and mobile real-time information are must-haves. Companies need to be more flexible and nimble as we move into the future because, like I said, business is becoming even more complex, and you need to be able to do what you do. You're movers and shakers in the 21st century. You need to be able to go and work with your clients, work with your tenants and vendors, and look at those new acquisitions and all that sort of fun stuff away from the office. But you have to be able to move that business forward. Organizations must be ready to grow without adding headcount. We know that when we do grow and expand and build onto our portfolios, there's a question that rises that says, well, do we use technology or do we need to hire people? Perhaps technology could be the answer. Companies are trying to offload the low-value, manual, paper-based work off of their plate so that their people can be more productive, they can be more efficient, and they can use their resources much more wisely. If you think about it, what could you do with an extra 2 or 3 hours throughout the day? And of course, a new era of employees want to elevate their value and refuse to push paper. If we want to achieve better results, we have to get better people. And if we want better people, we have to make sure we have better processes in place. And that's why this type of technology exists for that realm. And security is paramount. When you utilize technology, you can virtually eliminate the chance of fraud. The thing about fraud is, once it's happened, the worst thing about it is that you've got a dirty mess to clean up, and it can take a lot of time and a lot of resources to do so. So we want to eliminate that as much as possible. That is exactly why we built AvidXchange. What we are is an end-to-end procurement to payment solution that allows you to offload all of that manual, low-value, paper-based work typically associated with the accounts payable process, automate the process, and provide you with better tools and technology to do the job. So from procurement to automating the invoice, even automating utility bills, making sure you have no late fees, automating the payments and getting paid. Yes, I said getting paid to pay your vendors. And then offering some great tools for your vendors to be able to use to be more intertwined with the process and have a better hold on their outstanding payables. That's really what we do, end-to-end procurement to payment solution, and we are the leader here in the real estate industry. So if you haven't been able to assume already, there's a lot of value in this. For one, visibility and control. You're going to have more visibility and control than you've ever had before. It's funny, when you get rid of paper, you think that you lose the paper trail, but technology allows you to have that audit trail. The technology allows you all the access to the invoices and all the invoice and payment information just without the paper. It's all digitized at this point, and you can run reporting and find anything you need in a matter of seconds. Again, with efficiency, when you're not doing the low-value manual work and you're focusing on more impactful and strategic tasks, you become more efficient and you use your time and resources more wisely. You will absolutely be saving time and labor. If you could save 60 to 70% of that time and that labor and put that back into your business, what could that mean to the organization? And same with cost. We find time and time again that when our clients move into an automated world, they are paying a fraction of the cost of what their existing manual process costs them, if you can believe that. In that process, what we see when we work with Goldman Sachs and Paystream advisors and even AvidXchange's own research, we've been able to show that an invoice in through the system and process and a payment process can be upwards of over $20 in a manual world. That's $20 per payable, and that depends on how efficient you are, but we typically see anywhere from $15 to $25. What's unique about an automated process is we remove that manual work, which is where most of the cost comes from. If you consider the wages and the resources and the amount of time it takes to process, and you eliminate that, now you have a predictable per invoice and predictable per payment cost, which is much more predictable and allows you to understand the cost of your process, and it helps you rest assured that you are lowering that cost to be as economical as possible. So a little bit about us. We're leading the way. We've been in business for 20 years, and we focus specifically on this industry. In 2018, we processed 9.5 million payments through our system, and believe it or not, 2019 was 12.5 million, which equated out to be about $120 billion running through our network with never an ounce of fraud. As it stands, our company is about 1,300 employees and growing every single day, and we help our clients pay their bills better. So when you're ready to pay the bill, we can connect you to your supplier much more easily and get that payment out much more efficiently. We're working with over 500,000 vendors at this point, which allows us to understand how they prefer to be paid in whatever manner they want. We'll deliver that payment, and you guys can set back and forget it because we are the ones who will deliver that payment safely and securely and make sure that it is accepted by your vendors. What makes us a little bit different? You may notice some of these names on the screen. We work with the largest, we work with the smallest. We tailor our solution to make sure that it helps any size organization in this industry see better results. And you also may be wondering, do you integrate with our accounting system? And how does that work? Well, we team up with all the big players out there in the real estate world, including banks. We've got a lot of companies that are looking at AvidXchange and investing in us and allowing us to integrate with their processes too, so we can reach out to a larger span of the market and help those companies achieve better results and utilize their system more effectively. So when we think about the Yardi and the rent manager and the MRIs and so forth, we can make that business easier and allow them to process payables much more efficiently. So now into the meat and potatoes of what we do. I like to show a life before and life after automation to help give everyone a good perspective of how automation can help you. So in life before automation, you see a lot of the manual steps within the AP process. Invoice comes in, you scan it, you route it around, you code it, you approve it, you finalize the entry in the accounting system, you select payments you want to make, you cut the checks, wait for someone to sign, and then you stuff the envelopes, slap postage on them, and send them out the door, hoping they arrive safely and securely. But of course, you know that once those payments leave, you've got plenty of work to do to make sure they arrive safely and securely. You've also got to check your bank reconciliations to make sure that those vendors are receiving the payments and the money's being taken out. You have to file the bills, and When auditors come, you've got to do all that fun research to make sure that you guys are in compliance and you've got all the records you need. Now here's the aha moment. Life after automation with AvidXchange. You're going to see all the pieces of the puzzle here still exist. However, about 75% of those pieces are now covered with that little X on the top left-hand corner. And that's because that's a step that AvidXchange can help out in one way, shape, or form. So from the invoice through the routing, AvidXchange will collect the invoices from your vendors in numerous ways. We will scan it, and based on your business rules, we'll look at that bill, check a number of different data points, and based on your business rules, we'll route that bill to the right person every time. So if you've got people at certain properties who need to see certain bills, or at certain dollar amounts need to see certain bills, we can route it effectively, leaving you with the most important work, applying the coding and approving the bills to drive them forward. Now, we can actually automate this a little bit more as well. But then our partnerships with those accounting software providers and our integrations that already exist make it so simple to send invoices and payments from your system to ours and ours to yours through our integration. So seamlessly flowing of data from our system to yours, yours to ours means no duplicate entry whatsoever, and you have all the data you need inside your main system of record, which is your accounting system. All you'll then have to do is select the payments you want to make. From there, AvidXchange will take your payment file, we will look at your vendor list, and we'll match it up against that big vendor network of ours, and we'll figure out what payment your vendors prefer to receive. There's a very good chance we're already working with about 60% of your vendors. So when you come on board, we're already going to know how most of your vendors prefer to be paid. All you have to do is send us that payment file. We'll know exactly where the payments need to go. And our team is the one who will actually follow up and make sure that those payments arrive safely and securely within 30 days or less. We're going to draw your funds up front and move them into our trust account, where we'll be able to connect the payments to the vendors through our vendor network and send them out, covering them with positive pay, virtually eliminating fraud as well. So since the funds are taken out up front, you're not going to have to do your daily bank recs anymore. So you'll be able to save some time there too. Filing, you'll be able to get all the invoices and data out of our system at any time, but of course we integrate everything back into your system as well. And in many cases, we can send the invoice image back into the accounting system too. Research will be a breeze. Our system, you can find invoices no matter where they are in the approval process, and you can run reports across properties and date ranges and vendors. You name it, you can get it out, and it's there forever for your convenience. So a little bit about how we get those invoices. The vendors will simply send them to us. We'll reach out to your vendors for you, and we'll do all the enrollment. We'll have them deliver the bills to us instead of you. We will receive, capture the data, submit them for approval, so you guys can see them online inside AvidXchange at your convenience. And a good thing about that too is we'll route them to the people that they need, and we'll also enter in the header detail to save you guys quite a bit of time. Your team will receive emails letting you know that you've got invoices ready to approve. You simply click on Manage Invoices, and you log into AvidXchange. Now you'll see once you log in, it's a software as a service type system, so you'll be able to log in from anywhere 24/7 as long as you have internet access. And the beauty of this is everyone's going to have their own individual approval queue. You simply come on in, look at the invoices, click on the record, and you'll see the new AP process offered by AvidXchange. You'll see all this header details already added into the system. We've scanned the invoice for you for your convenience, and then the coding resides right down here. You'll see that we've actually added in some of this detail for you, the entity and the accounting codes, your chart of accounts, and all of your general ledger, your vendors, everything's going to be added into our system. So when you need to code it, it's very easy. You simply start typing a letter or a number, and it will drill down and select it for you. You'll also see up here associated invoices. You can run history to see all the invoices that have come in from this particular vendor or account at any time. Now we've got some great tools here too to allow things to even become more seamless. You can communicate with your team right through our system. You can send out emails and give updates directly from the system. And this stays here forever, date and time stamped. Workflow, you can see here that this is the defined path for approval that the invoice has to go through before it's considered fully coded and fully approved. So we can even build in some conditional steps for you to make sure that those who are supposed to see the invoice see it when they should. And you'll see what step it's in and what step is to come. We can even put timers on each one of these steps for your convenience to make sure that they get through the system quickly. And then history is huge. This is the audit history that's going to allow you to know everything that's ever happened to this invoice from the moment our system added it into the system for you. You'll be able to see who did what step, date and time stamped, and nothing slips through the cracks. So this is going to allow your process and your people to be much more honest. Now, again, I showed you that Associated Invoices tab. This is how you can do some of that nice historical viewing of invoices that are tied to this vendor or account number. So you can check what's been going on a month-by-month snapshot with this particular vendor or account number. And here's the wonderful searching. With just a couple clicks, you can go ahead and select the bills you want to pay. You add in bills you want to add into a report. You can add whatever different criteria you want, and our system will pull up the invoices in a split second. From there, you select the payments you want, the bills you want, add them into a report, and it will create it where you can download it and save it and do with it what you would like. Very simple to do. Now, when bills are fully coded and fully approved and they're ready to go back into your accounting system, the integration is going to send everything from our system to yours. Then all you have to do is select the payments that you want inside your system, send them back to AvidXchange, and we'll do the rest. And again, a little bit about our vendor network. Right now, we're about 500,000 suppliers and growing. We add about 1,500 of those weekly. We've got about 50% of them accepting electronic forms of payment. And you actually get to earn cash back on electronic forms of payment that go through our system. So whenever we send a virtual card or an ACH or a check out of our system, they're going to go to your vendors, but the virtual card and the ACH are going to earn you cash back. A phenomenal opportunity to offset the cost of your AP process and make you much more economical. And we've got industry-leading cash back, which we can actually guarantee. So if we work with you, we can take a look at your spend management. We can figure out what vendors are in our network and how much you can actually earn with our program before you even get started. All right. So one of the biggest benefits of our system is that we will do all the enrollment for you. So whenever you select those payments and send them to us, we're going to take a look at your list and we're going to figure out which ones are in our network. Those ones in our network, we're already going to know how they prefer to be paid, so we'll simply go out and send out the payment to them. The ones that are not in our network, we've got a team of over 500 payment specialists that will call those vendors, figure out what payment type they want, and we'll go ahead and deliver it to them right away. If we can't get in touch with them, we'll simply send them out a check and we'll call them next time. So the different payment options, virtual card, Avid Pay Direct, and Avid Check. I'll give you a quick run through of these. The virtual card is like a credit card without any credit, and there's no plastic. It's a single-use ghost account that comes with rebate earning opportunity. Your vendor receives it just like they would any other merchant type of transaction. It's easier, more secure, and faster for them, as is the Avid Pay Direct. It's simply a enhanced ACH that comes with some very rich remittance detail, allows your vendors to know exactly where those funds are coming from, and it even breaks it out by invoice, so your vendors are very well educated when the payment comes in. Again, virtual card and Avid Pay Direct will earn you guys cash back to offset the cost of the system. Avid Pay Check, that's simply just a normal check. We send it out first class mail, and your vendors will receive it and process it like any other check. Now, to give you a little snapshot, let's say you've gone into your system and selected the payments you want to make. You send the batch to AvidXchange. The batch gets loaded in, and you'll see right here all the information you could possibly need on the payment. You've got the bank account, check number, vendor, the type of payment we're making, and the amount. You've got the payment details. You've even got the invoices that we're paying. And this all goes to your vendors too, so they're going to know exactly where it is. And payment status as well. You've got that great visibility into payment status. Again, you're not going to have to follow up and worry about the payments. That's something that our team does. Now, the check signers, if you need someone to sign a check, instead, just have them log into AvidXchange. They can approve it from their cell phone. They can approve it from a tablet or their computer on a beach, in a coffee shop, you name it. All they have to do is click. They can drill down on the payment, click approve, and that tells AvidXchange that the payment is ready to be made. And AvidXchange will then take that payment, attach the funds to the vendor, and send it out our vendor network. So as you can imagine, you're going to be able to, some of the benefits are you're going to be able to keep that same process you have today. You select invoices for payment, you send them to us. But you're going to get the benefit of 100% fraud protection. Thankfully, they're going to be going through our network covered with positive pay. We'll manage all the vendor information, so you guys don't have to worry about that. You simply just send us the payments. 24/7 visibility to status of payments as well, and mobile access to the payment approvals will make things very convenient for you. Now that really does conclude our presentation. Lots more to share with you, and I'd love to share how we can help you see this for your own environment and even go a little bit deeper to show you how this could be a great partnership for you and your business. So everyone, thank you so much for your time today. I'll go ahead and pass it over to the Q&A section. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Alex. Or Ash, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Brett. Brett, thank you so much. A few questions actually came through. We'll start with the first one. And by the way, for those of you that would like to engage in our Q&A portion, please click on the Q&A button on the bottom of your page. A question came through during your presentation. What kind of integration with Yardi do you have? How does it work?
Wonderful question. Yardi is one of our greatest partners, and we have worked with them for over about 15 years now. We have created a API integration, which means a simple click of a button will send your payment details to us, and we'll also send your fully coded, fully approved invoices back into Yardi, into the accounts payable module, and it's going to look as if you had typed them inside Yardi the entire time. So the answer is API, and it's a very good integration.
Great. And another question came through as well. Do the details of invoice and checks flow through and retain inside of the selected integrated accounting system? Or can you leave the details in Avid and update app in summary?
Yep, great question. So we do send all the details of the invoices back into the accounting system. So in many cases, the accounting system will actually have a link to the invoice itself put inside the payable record inside the accounting system. So everything will flow from our system to yours. Now, as far as the payments, since we're making the payments and using your funds up front, the moment that you send us the payment, the accounting system is going to recognize that payment is already being paid. And when we bring those funds over to the trust account, we are going to deliver the payment out of that trust account, and it's going to be assigned another payment number, which will be referenced to your vendors. So your vendor is going to see the payment number that was assigned by both your accounting system and the trust account for easy research. Now, we don't send any other payment details into the accounting system, but you will be able to view the payment status, the proof of payment, and run any payment reports from within the AvidXchange portal. So the invoice, everything gets back into the system for you. On payment, it's a little bit different. You'll be able to run everything from the portal to get all that detail you need. Are there any other questions, Ash?
Seems that we don't have any additional questions. For those of you that are just joining or join in the middle of the conversation or in the middle of the presentation, please click on the Q&A button on the bottom of the page. Actually, if someone wants to get started using AvidXchange, how would they get started?
Yep. So what we would do is we would set up a brief consultation, what we call a discovery call. And as you can imagine, it is as much as a discovery for you as it is for us. So we want to make sure that we'll be your perfect partner. So we'll have a couple meetings with you, learning your process and showing you how automation will work. Now, if you say, yes, we're good to go, we'll get an agreement in place, and then we'll get you through the implementation process in 45 days or less. So we'll talk a little bit about how that works and how the onboarding goes, but 45 days or less, you guys can be up and running, processing invoices and payments through our system with ease. And I see another couple questions. I see any geographic restrictions to your service. Is it U.S. only? At this time, we are in U.S. only. We have piloted a program for Canada. So we do have and believe it or not, we do have clients in Canada right now on our invoice solution. It works a little bit differently, whereas we may not be able to receive the invoices and make the payments for you, but we can create the really nice workflow and give you all the data you need and access to the system, so you can take care of you can take advantage of the wonderful benefits of the workflows and increased audit trail and so forth there. So as it stands currently in U.S. only, but we have great plans within the year to be in Canada, and we're even looking at Mexico. And then another question is, how do you connect to Yardi? What methods do we use to get the data that we have? So during implementation, we will have you pull your general ledger, your chart of accounts, your entity listing, your vendors, all that detail that you provide to us, we'll actually add into the system for you. So we just need you to pull that data, and we'll go ahead and do the implementation with you. We'll have you help us design the workflows that you want, but we'll consult with you and we'll help you implement some best practices to make your process much more efficient as well. But yeah, that's how we work with Yardi. It's a very simple process. You send us the data, we get things implemented, and then we work on the workflows and testing and training and get you guys live.
Another question just came in, no APIs with Yardi?
We do have APIs with Yardi, yes. So I believe that was a previously answered question. We do have an API with Yardi. So it's a simple click of a button. We'll send fully coded, fully approved invoices from our system into yours, and it will send payments that you want to make from your system to ours through the API connection.
And Brett, if someone needs to get in contact with you, how would they do that?
Yes, I would love to take any meeting requests, or anyone who would simply like to just talk for a little bit of education or insight. I can make sure that Ash, you have my information, and you can very well get that out to me. What would be the best way, Ash, to connect?
So for anyone that's looking for more information, please contact us at CREtech.com/contact. Or you can just email us at info@CREtech.com, and we'll make sure that that Brett gets your inquiries.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's the time. Am I correct, Alex, or Ash, or do we have a couple more minutes?
We have 2 more minutes for anyone that has any additional questions.
I would say that if there's any thought that this could be a potential fit, or you're just wanting a little bit of further education and insight, I'd be more than happy to just provide you with a no strings attached, simple educational meetings so that you can understand whether or not this could be a fit for you. I know it's a big change for the organization, but we're here to help.
Great. Well, Brett, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you everyone for attending.
Awesome.